To deploy our Dockerized applications, we have two options. We can deploy our application to a single host or a cluster, which means a group of servers. Now, as you might guess, deploying to a single host is really easy, but the problem with a single host deployment is that if our server goes offline, our application will not be accessible. And also, if our application grows rapidly and we get hundreds of thousands of users, a single server is not able to handle that load. That's why we use clusters. So with clusters, we get high availability and scalability. Now, to run clusters, we need special tools called orchestration tools. Docker has its own orchestration tool built into it called Docker Swarm, but as far as I know, it's not really that popular. I've done some research. Most people these days use another tool called Kubernetes, which is a Google product. Now, initially, I was planning to include Docker Swarm in this course, but after I did a survey and realized that only 5% of my audience really use Docker Swarm and everyone else uses Kubernetes, I thought that would be a waste of time and that would delay the production of this course. So I decided to drop Docker Swarm. Now, why didn't I include Kubernetes in this course? Because Kubernetes is fairly complex and really requires its own course or book. And quite frankly, it's not something that I know a lot about. So in this section, our focus will be on a single host deployment, which works for a lot of people. Don't assume that you need a cluster right from the get-go. You can always start simple, and if needed, you can transition to a cluster.